Imagine living every day of your life in constant pain with dislocations and loose joints. This is what people have to deal with EDS because of their genetic disorder. The Ehlers-Danlos Society uses a zebra as their mascot because just as no two zebras have the same stripes, no two people with EDS share the same symptoms. This speech is to inform the audience about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. For the last 3 years, I've been on a journey of finding a diagnosis for my joint pain, which many doctors believe is hypermobile EDS. The Ehlers-Danlos Society explains that EDS is a hereditary disorder that causes defective connective tissue structures, which affect our joints. Common symptoms of the disorder include fatigue, pain, and joint or skin abnormalities. The Ehlers-Danlos Society also explains that common forms of the disorder, like the hypermobile EDS variant, will only affect 1 in every 4,000 people, or more rare forms will affect 1 in every 40,000 people. For some, EDS symptoms are no more than arthritic-like pain when certain areas of the body are used, like texting or working out. For others, they experience chronic pain in multiple regions of the body every day, whether they've exhausted that area or not. At a debilitating level, EDS can cause people's connective tissue to become so fragile that the smallest movements will cause the joints to dislocate, making them immobile. The National Library of Medicine explains that to get a diagnosis for EDS, you must match the criteria of physical signs and symptoms for the suspected variation. There are over 13 variations of EDS presenting uniquely to every body and every person. According to the National Library of Medicine, EDS can be diagnosed as early onset, chronic, or debilitating. EDS is rarely someone's first diagnosis because people with these mysterious pains are subject to countless doctor's appointments, blood tests, and possible solutions before finding the correct diagnosis, and because it's so similar to so many other diagnoses. Often people are diagnosed with things like lupus, fibromyalgia, Marfan syndrome, chronic fatigue, or depression before being diagnosed with EDS. People search for years to find their diagnosis, and although there's no cure for this disorder, the peace of mind of having that answer is what they strive for. According to the University of Texas Medical Center, at an early stage, EDS can be diagnosed and managed with simple pain meds, but as symptoms increase, pain management more becomes coping and accepting the pain because of no cure. People with EDS must rely on physical, mental, and medical treatments and therapies to manage their pain. The University of Texas Medical Center also explains that Ehlers-Danlos is a last resort for many people. For me, after years of pediatricians, orthopedics, and physical therapists all suspecting that hypermobile EDS is my answer, a rheumatologist suspects that my mental health and vitamin D deficiency is my answer, which may be, but it's still very much possible that hypermobile EDS is my answer. People can struggle with the diagnosis, management, and symptoms of EDS, but with the information I've provided today, you can know a little bit more about the journey to expect.